seems that most of the polls that have been taken since the session started have shown that a majority of Floridians aren't buying some of these red meat bills that have been sailing through the legislature. It seemed to be priorities coming out of Tallahassee. My question is, and I guess I've raised it before, but when do you think we'll start seeing any type of real pushback?
That's an excellent question in the sense that with the abortion bill, I and the redistricting shenanigans, I would I would have thought that that would have generated the pushback, but it hasn't. And so obviously people either are not paying attention or they're just not focused on at the moment. And maybe these issues get discussed during the summer leading up to the fall campaign. Um, I don't know. It's bewildering to me. I don't have an answer.
I guess what you need is, for these issues to become more explosive, I guess, on a political stage, you need them to their manifestation in the classroom. You have to have some examples of talk of teachers being, disciplined for discussing slavery or something like that in classroom. Some topic that I don't mean this to diminish that awful period in American history, but what is kind of a routine discussion suddenly becoming the stuff of a teacher being disciplined for discussing it, or the same with sex and gender identity, or are people going to react to it in some way? But in the end, it's going to be also can Democrats exploit these issues on the campaign trail and point to the Republican legislature as being out of step with the will and the needs of Floridians. Whether the Democrats can do that, they do not have a very good track record in this state for being able to stand up to Republican leadership. There is a good chance this year, if the election goes as the way polls are looking right now, that Florida could have every statewide elected official being a Republican. That would be the first time in modern memory that Florida is an entirely Republican-led state. So, the Democrats, you got to beat somebody with somebody. So they're going to have a candidate that can take on DeSantis. There are three prominent Democrats running right now, but none of them are really catching fire, and none of them are looking well positioned to defeat DeSantis. And the same at the cabinet level. You're seeing the Democrats struggling to even field candidates to run against cabinet officers that are up for election or re-election this year. So how it all shakes out in election time, I don't know.
Doug, let me put it to you this way.
All right.
This has been a session where geared for a re-election campaign. Everybody in Tallahassee, every seat in Tallahassee is on the fall ballot. So this is an election year session, and the decision was made to fire up the base. And they fired up the base with a list of grievances. So they went after the women, they went after the minorities, they're going after the workers, the workforce. They've attacked the school system. This is their game plan to fire up the base. Can they keep up this anger through November? This is very hard to keep people mad for that long period of time. And they are running out of people to target. I mean, who else can they target? Okay, so is this strategy sustainable? Now, the governor obviously and the Republican leaders obviously think that this is a sustainable strategy. We'll see.